It's your boy Aaron. And then your boy OG. Yours truly. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying son of a gun, woo. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
Bring up about that era and about this era. For those of you that don't know, like Waddle, you probably don't know what kayfabe means. Um, kayfabe is like this online like thing that wrestlers use to describe like the fake reality that wrestling is in. So like a lot of what this new Raw Netflix,
Predetermined
yeah,
reality.
yeah. So a lot of what this new
Thank
Raw
you.
Netflix gets like critiqued on, and even like The Rock, is that they pull back the curtain. They like openly talk about how their character is and how The Rock is gonna play the final boss, and those type of things. So like, do you think the reactions of both this crowd and the crowd back then have to do with that reality being upkept?
Yeah, because I remember that it was a big deal. It became a big deal when I think it was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Their last match, I believe they kind of broke character after the
Was it
match.
was it at Madison Square Garden with like steel cage
They
and like
hug.
they all hugged and then Sean hugged
Yeah,
Triple
Mm-hmm.
H
yeah.
and
And
they
that was
got a
a
lot of
big
heat.
because they weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So the lines were just they're very clear during that time. And they started to blur a little bit, but you were either a heel or a face, you know. And Hulk Hogan symbolized everything that, like Rocky Balboa against Ivan Drago, everything that was good and just in the world looked like him, you know, tall, blonde, balding, no skill, but super hyped, you know. And so I think you bring up an excellent point. How do you guys feel about wrestling being that way now, where you can kind of look back into that and see, you know, the nuances?
Me and Aaron talk about that pretty often, and like just me personally, that's what a lot of what gets me back into wrestling is the behind the scenes stuff. And even like an example that we could use from the Elimination Chamber match, like bro, John Cena and CM Punk hugged and shook hands like during that match. If it was back in the day, like that probably would have never happened. Like these fools would have just done a straight blood feud, but like that gives me as a fan some intelligence. Like it tells me that I'm not an idiot. I remember the past that these fools have. I know that these fools are adults that have enjoyed working with each other and have done interviews, and that this is a fucking big moment. But it's also the reality of the WWE and wrestling. So like those things could go in hand in hand, and I as a consumer can enjoy both aspects of it without letting one aspect ruin the other. Like some of the best content that I've enjoyed has been the behind the scenes of WrestleMania, of like the Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes match, like seeing Roman do these interviews, seeing him get prepped, those type of things, and seeing Cody do all of that, because it blends reality with the kayfabe in a really masterful way, and in a way that's not cut and dry. So
What do you think, Karen?
And also like WWE pulling the curtain and like showing all this stuff and even like wrestlers on their social media like that's how you connect with them. That's how you relate with them. Like seeing them post about things like, "Oh, I like that too. Maybe I should follow them." And like, "Oh, they do this, I do that too." So like you create this connection with these wrestlers and just makes your experience as a wrestling fan and when you're watching a show much better because you're behind this person. You want them to win. It's not just like, oh, this person versus this person. I'll just watch. No, you like you have this connection with this wrestler and you want them to do great things. And
So it
also
makes
like Omar said, like all the behind the scenes, like I love like behind the scenes, like the WrestleMania documentary that dropped last year for WrestleMania 40 of how everything happened. They showed Roman working out before the match, Cody in his bus, like all that stuff. I love that as a wrestling fan, and I feel like WWE also does it on purpose to like kind of pull people in and like like make them like I don't know, I can't find the words, but like make them enjoy it more, like pull them in
Mhm.
more and like make them care more.
More, it's by making the characters more accessible, you
Yeah,
think it makes them more likable,
yeah,
and you can maybe get a little attached more, because I think is what you're, I think what I'm getting from you guys.
You attach more and you just know more about everything. It's less of a mystery. And like it like if you're a nerd about it, like you could really learn about the production. You could really learn about like what their life is like, who they interview with, like w- what they eat, who they travel with, like there's so much to the wrestling business that is outside of what is on TV and outside on a PLE that is so interesting to so many people like me and Aaron, or like to thousands and millions of people on there. So it's like pulling the curtain is a perfect example because it's you get to see everything. Like you just feel like, ooh, that's cool.